Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. Welcome to Fighting for Freedom, where I fight, you fight, together we fight. Um, Fighting for Freedom is a platform designed for incarcerated individuals. We bring them on the show and we listen to their stories. We have just, conversation, dialogue back and forth. My name is Davida. I'm a co host alongside my husband. His name is Yaya.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fighting for Freedom, the podcast where we amplify voices too often silenced and examine the realities of incarceration, justice, and human dignity. Tonight's episode is not about headlines or statistics, it's about a human life. Our guest is someone who has been incarcerated for 17 years and is currently serving a life sentence. His story forces us to confront difficult questions about punishment, redemption, accountability, and whether our system truly leaves room for transformation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have a very special guest for you guys tonight. We have Mr. Williams, Mr. Jerome X. Williams. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming on the show. Welcome.
Thank y'all both for having me. It's an honor to be a guest on this show, and I look forward to what this show offers and the platform that is presented.
Thank you so much. So, tell us about yourself. What's going on with you?
Um, First and foremost, like y'all introduced, my name is Jerome Williams. I've been incarcerated for 17 years of my life. I'm currently 33. Um, what's been going on is I've been fighting for my freedom ever since I stepped foot in prison. At this moment, there's a lot of laws that's changing in favor of individuals that may um, do with the time that was given, that show that they deserve a second chance, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to show that I deserve a second chance at my life, at my freedom, and just put my head down and doing the work, self improvement, and get myself ready for this society after all.
Okay. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning. Where are you from?
I'm from Baltimore City. I grew up over East Baltimore, and then my family moved over West Baltimore. So I really had the best of both sides. But I would say I'm from East Baltimore if I had to choose a side.
Okay, where about in East Baltimore?
Excuse me.
Where about? Where at from East
I didn't hear
Baltimore?
you. Um, from Alameda, Harford Road, Chilton, Road, Zone 18 area.
Oh, okay.
Zone
Okay.
18 area.
Okay. And then growing up in those areas,
I've
like,
been down south.
okay, John Hopkins area, very familiar. So growing up, what was
Okay.
10-year-old Jerome doing?
Oh, that's a good question. 10-year-old Jerome. Mm. 10-year-old Jerome was watching my little brother and sister.
Okay.
Um, being 10-year-old Jerome thought he was the man of the house. Even though I was a boy, 10-year-old Jerome, but yeah, to be honest with you, I grew up in a drug abused home. My mother and my father both got high off heroin.
Hello?
I wouldn't say I had a childhood. 10-year-old Jerome was watching at his brother and sister and thinking I was the man of the house.
Okay.
That's why I would say 10-year-old Jerome was doing.
Okay. So tell us about what led to you getting a sentence of life plus 30. What happened there?
Um, what led to us was me being a follower. Me, in essence, that's what it was. At the time, I thought that I called it trying to provide for my family. I called it trying to provide for my family, trying to be, be an asset. And I was following at the individuals that didn't even have their own best interest. So I know now that they couldn't have mine. So I was being a follower. And ultimately, being a follower caused me 17 years of my life. As y'all, as for those that don't know, I'm locked up for the murder of a former city council named Kenneth Harris. It happened in the Hazelwood Lounge back in 2008. I had two adult rap buddies, two adult co-defendants. And one night cost me 17 years. One night. That's what got me like so 30. Being a follower.
So who's your support? Who do you have?
At this moment I have and I'm thankful for first and foremost I have the law.
Okay.
I always give praise and thanks to him. I have my mother, I have my wife, and I have my mother-in-law. These would be the ones that I say I can depend on, that I can pick up the phone right now and they'll be there. These are the ones that I can, in our terms, stamp. I don't want to speak, but these are the ones that I depend on in this hour.
So what? So you went in at what, 15?
The crime occurred at 15, but I went in at the age of 16.
Okay. So did you go in as a Muslim young man?
I went in. My stepfather was a Muslim. He was introducing me to Islam, but he was introducing me to. He always told me that I was a Muslim.
Right.
I never understood it. He always told me that we'd be born Muslim, but as our mother and father, it's society that makes us otherwise. So I would say I didn't go in the Muslim I am today. No, I wouldn't say that. But I would like to say I've been a Muslim my whole life, but I didn't go in. If you would have asked me to come in, I wouldn't have said I was a Muslim.
Okay. Okay. So when you got in,
the Muslims is
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I would say I always looked at the Muslims as like the Arabs, the ones you see at the 7-Eleven.
Right.
The ones you see, so-called responsible for 9/11, things of that nature.
Right. So you got in, and what happened, if anything, made you say, okay, I'm gonna walk this road, as far as Islam is concerned? Was it something that happened, or you just said, I just need to straighten up?
So it was something that happened. It was something that happened. Now coming in, well, flows from Baltimore, we have a city jail that used to be glorified. For all the wrong reasons. We have a city jail that if you wasn't a part of a certain lifestyle, when I first came in, I joined on the BTS coming in.
Okay.
And during that time, in my adolescence, so from 16 up until about the age of 24, okay, I was operating under the BGF banner, and it wasn't until and then over city jail, or when I went to prison, it wasn't until I stepped into a service to go to the religious service to congregate amongst each other. But I kept hearing the speeches or the lectures from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Right.
And it wasn't my intention, that wasn't, but it was kept, but it was staying ringing. It was ringing, and it was, stirring something up in me. And then as I began to study, the teachings of Islam, given to us, the Honorable Minister, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it just something that just stuck right with me. It stuck right with me, and he was saying things like, one word I say is a lie, and I stopped preaching the day. It was the conviction or the authority that he was speaking with.
Okay.
It really made me look myself in the mirror. So that's what I would say was my transformation about the age of 24.
Okay. And you've been just following, your spirituality since then.
Yes, man.
So what are you doing with yourself now? So you've been in there since you was basically 16. Um and
Yeah.
what are you doing for your case now? Is there anything you can do?
All right. Yeah. Yeah. With the grace of Allah, first I have a I have a avenue presented to me, which is the JRA. This is for juveniles that has been incarcerated under the age of 18, has served over 20 years. We
Okay.
go up on modification. I also have a modification in court right now that I'm waiting to go up for. At this moment, like I said on the onset, I have been trying to do everything in my power to show that I'm not that 16-year-old boy. To
Right.
show that I have learned my lesson, or I have accumulated enough courage not to say no, to stand up for myself. Um, I really got to understand what empathy is along this way, remorse. You know, so I've really been. It's all for me. It's about self improvement. For me, it's about self improvement. I have done endless. I have done everything that I want to let you know too. Due to my case, due to the publicity of my case, I was sent out of branch, which is the national security prison in the state of Maryland at the age of 17. And for those who know North Branch, it's really not nothing that they offer you there. You really have
Right.
to go outside of the institution to really get help or better in yourself. So in that time, I have got my GED. I have acquired my GED. Um, I took a college course on paralegal assistant. And I
Okay.
also took another college course on accounting. I was just trying to do things that will give me a fighting chance upon my return to society. Also, I wanna be able to show that the ones behind me that's coming behind me that they have a chance. They have a
Right.
chance to break the cycle.
Right.
They have a chance, they have a voice. That's what it is for me right now. Because I understand my life is just nothing but an example right now. My life is nothing but an example right now. And that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that if I can just get one person not to follow in my footsteps the wrong way, that'd be a blessing for me. That'd be a job well done for me.
Okay. Well, the chat is lighting up for you. We have Asia on. She says free Jerome. Ayana, I think I said that's right. Thank you guys for joining us. Juicy Stone is on, says free Jerome. I think your mom is on here. Um, so you got some support in the chat, and it's good to see. We have a Richard Thornton on here. He's greeting us. Thank you guys for joining us. Mama Avery is on. Thank you guys for joining us and supporting us. I really appreciate that. So let me ask you this. So I heard you say that the people that's coming up, behind you and teaching them they have a chance. We want to, when I say we, I'm speaking for the community. We want to prevent them from even have to come in there. One of the things that
Fine.
that this this city is, and many other cities are struggling with, is, the crime that the youth, they're just running havoc on the city. We don't know how to get to these young people, and we believe people who are fighting for you guys. There's a lot of people out here who are really fighting for you guys in there to get these laws changed, to bring you back on the streets, because I believe you are the ones to do it. I don't think that what's working out here is working as well as it should, and we need the help. With that being said, like, they're going to want to know, what are you going to do out here? What are you going to do for these young men and women out here? How can you help them not even get there?
Okay. First and foremost, I wanna be hands on. I wanna with the help of the law, I wanna open um a youth. It's for at-risk youth. I wanna be able. I wanna open a nonprofit organization that provides tools like financial literacy, teaching them the importance of credit, teaching them the importance of saving, credit building. I also wanna teach the importance of character. The importance of vocabulary building. The thing I want to show them that the things that we was taught as young people, that is not cool when you grow up, is going to be these things that open doors for you.
Right.
Just the small things, looking a man in the eye, shaking his hand, honoring your word, being able to speak properly. These things, I wanna get them while they feel like sponges.
Yes.
And I also want to give them the point of view from a person that's been in prison, letting them know that you don't want to give your life up to a correctional officer that don't have your best interest.
Right.
And excuse me, I was, as a young age, we used to glorify prison.
Mm-hmm.
We got the bikes, we got the drugs, we got the women. These things used to be glorified, but they never told them about the side where it goes. The girl that you loving on is gone 6 months in.
Mm-hmm.
The homeboys is chasing after the girl that you was loving on 6 months in.
Right.
You got family members leaving in and out your life. I forfeited. The moment I came here, I never saw my grandmother or grandfather again. From
Right.
either side of my family. I never saw none of my aunts. I shared the cell with my mother and brother for 6 years without my incarceration.
Wow.
So these are things that I would be able to stand in front of them and convey to them and let them know that that's not the road you want to take. I'm a living witness of it. Also, not just telling them it's not a route they're going to take, but giving them the means to circumvent it. Providing the means to circumvent it. And that's what Inshallah, the non-profit organization platform will provide hands-on or practical things that help them never step foot inside a prison.
Right. So we have a question. Someone posed a question. I'm not even sure if we even know the answer to this. Mr. Richard Thornton, he asked, how many of our youth right now are facing similar circumstances with parents who were not the best role models due to substance abuse, and how can the community assist? I know for me, I probably wouldn't know that number. I can assume it's probably a great deal. And I think one of the things that this community need is, in assisting some of the youth, we need the assistance for the parents as well. So I think as a community, and you can definitely chime in on this, I think as a community, we can start there. We can start by helping the whole family, as opposed to just, offering services to the young juveniles. Some of the parents may have been juveniles when they had them, and you only can do what you know. So I think that's one of the things that we can do, is assist the whole family. So how do you feel about that?
And I feel the same way you feel. First and foremost, let me make this clear for those that's listening. And no I do not fault my mother's fault. Because
Right.
like you said, you only can operate for the knowledge that you possess.
Right.
And my mother went out her way to make sure, that we had a roof over our head and food in our stomach, even when she didn't eat.
Right.
But I understand now, upon reflection, that they only operate from the knowledge that they have. And like you said, it starts at the root
Right.
of why are these things taking place. And why? Why am I doing drugs? And why is my mother doing drugs? And once these things are, brought to the forefront, then we'll be able to attack the problem head on. Because a lot of people, from my experience, the drug is just a band-aid. The drug is just the get you outside of whatever reality that you bucking, whether it be debt, whether it be some form of abuse. Once we find out what's the underlying effect, we'll have a much greater chance of attacking the whole problem. So like you said, it starts with the parents, and then it trickles down to the kids.
Right.
So I would take the same approach.
Right. So other this the comment section, they are lit up. Somebody says Mr. Curtis Warren said, "Where is he?" So tell him where you are, Mr. Jerome.
Right now, I am in WCI, also known as Western Correctional Institution of Cumberland, Maryland. Right next door in North Branch, ironically, both of the prisons is next to each other. I've been right here for the last 17 years, stuck in between two mountains.
Right. Troy G4Z says, "Free my guy, already mentally waiting on the physical ESA." So Mr. Curtis, that's where he is, and he says, "I would recommend studying how to become a peer recovery specialist, studying Black history."
Wow.
So I think they have those things in there, right? Like peer recovery specialist.
I just enrolled to be one.
Really?
I just put my name on the docket, signed up for the peer recovery specialist training.
Okay. Somebody wants you just speak a little bit on the mental health, the mental warfare behind the wall. That's come from Troy.
The mental warfare behind the wall.
That's probably a show in itself.
That's what it is. It's mental warfare. And the mental warfare behind the wall, for me, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be here today. I would not be here today if it wasn't for my mental fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to think not just for myself, but for others.
Right.
And the more you become secure in yourself, you'll be able to see that a lot of times people be wanting to get a reaction out of you to make their situation easy. So you really have to occupy your mind. They say idle mind is a devil's playground. And when you don't have nothing in your mind, you leave room for distractions, and you leave room for people that's moving aimlessly that come into your life. A wise man, my mentor, go by the name of his name is Roy Muhammad, told me, and I'll never forget this. He said, "Man, have a purpose for every time you step out yourself. Never get caught walking around aimless, sitting in the work hall aimlessly, rolling around a chair aimless. Have a purpose for each movement." And then, that stuck with me. And then, I pondered over it. And then I started thinking mathematically, whether we get 24 hours out of the day, if you sleep 8 hours, you got 16 hours left. If I could find something to do for those 16 hours that will occupy my mind, it enhances your chances of staying out of trouble. So, so it's all about occupying your mind or stimulating your mind with things that will challenge it, and at the end, bring about a benefit to you. That would be my answer. Because the mental warfare behind this world is real.
Yeah.
And I'm saying so many people succumb to it because it's not physical. It's not physical. And I don't know if y'all know out there, but as it get harder for society, it get harder for the prisoners as well. Like, we don't even want the child anymore. So if I don't know the child, that's where we get fed up.
Right,
so,
right.
6 or 7 years, we've been getting our food where we defecate at.
So when where would you go? Like to a cafeteria?
2 seconds remaining.
Oh, that's our interruption. Okay, so listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We're going to get back and we're going to talk about chow and where you eat. We're going to pay a couple of bills over here. So you guys stay tuned. Please stay on. We're going to take a break and Mr. Jerome is going to call us back. All right, guys, welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking around. This is Fighting for Freedom, and we are here. We are on with Mr. Williams. But we would like you guys to like, share, and subscribe so we can get this train rolling on this show. We are here every third Sunday at 7 o'clock right here on DaBoXX Radio. If you guys have a show that you think you've got content for and you want to be a part of the DaBoXX family, please send an email to Black BLAK box BOXX radio at gmail.com. Shoot her an email, let her know you have some content. If you want to come on our show, Fighting for Freedom, please send us an email at fighting4freedom at myyahoo.com. Don't forget the my if you're an impacted loved one, or if you want to come on and you just have something you want to drop about this fight for freedom we're in, we would love to have you on. So, Yaya, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Mr. Williams, are you there? Maybe he hasn't called back in yet, but we're just waiting for him to call back on. So where you at, Yaya? How you doing, babe?
I'm right there. That should be him right there.
You can hear him.
Hello.
Hello?
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Mr. Williams?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So you were saying that, y'all don't go out to eat. So where would you normally eat?
We would normally walk out for chow. They got like a chow hall. But we go in with the rest of our building. We get fed our trays. We sit down at a table, eat, get up, give our trays back, and then walk back to our housing unit.
Right.
But now they stripped that opportunity away from us, and we are being fed in our cells. The same place where we defecate at, the same place where we sleep. These, it's like an inhumane type of situation, and this is part of the mental warfare aspect.
Right.
So you'll be in the cell with an individual that might be actually using the bathroom at the same time your tray coming through the slot.
Wow.
So you'll be forced to smell another person's defecation while you got to eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
So what
Yeah.
happened? What happened?
So we-
Miss Donna, thank you for joining us. What happened and made that change?
They used to say it was a shortage of correctional law, a shortage of staff. That's the nationwide excuse. Why they doing this is a shortage of staff. That's the reason that the child lines are no longer being utilized. And I guess overall we would stop challenging. Overall, it just became the new norm.
So I mean, I guess that I never really paid attention to that, you know, and now that you brought it to the forefront, maybe that's something else that we can put on the list for the legislative session that's starting. Even if we can't get to it this year, we can get to it next year and put on there has to be some way that, despite the shortage, that you guys can come out and eat where you should eat as opposed to where you are eating. And I know that there are other changes in there that need to be made, and everything isn't going to be done overnight. What else would you put on that list? What else is on that list of things that's been stripped from you?
The lack of recreation, the lack of outside, opportunity, the chance to get fresh air. You come out, be a general population, and get the same time recreation. You come out. I know right now, I can't speak for other institutions, but I know the institution I'm in right now, we come out an hour a day.
Wow.
Come out 1 hour a day, so the 7 days a week. So that will be another issue to add on to the list.
So in that 1 hour, what are you expected to do?
In that 1 hour, we are expected to take our shower, get on the phone, cook our food, and that's about it. That's all it's afforded to. A microwave, about 6 wall phones, and the opportunity to get in the shower. That's all it's afforded to. Unless you bring, we might bring our own chessboard out, your own playing cards, things of that nature. But there's not enough time to really, unless you're going to forfeit your shower, unless you're going to forfeit your microwave time.
Right.
Play the cards and no chess. Right. Those really, try to hold financial literacy classes or study classes to brothers. Try to enlighten them or get deeper inside the study. But, there's so many things that you'll have to sacrifice. And it's really about prioritizing what's the most important thing in the time that we are allotted.
I can't imagine, for one, just having an hour to do everything that you just mentioned. Even though it was 3 things: shower, cook, and get on the phone. I think with the tablets, I think they thought that would probably take up some of that time, which is crazy. So what would you, if it was something that you could fix, if it was one thing in there that you could fix, not that you want to make the place better for people to say, oh yeah, I can't wait to get to prison so that I can have this opportunity to do this. But what would you fix in there to make it better for you guys?
That's a good question.
Someone just asked, are you able to further your education? And they wanted to know, where are you at? That's Troy G4Z again. He's at WCI, but he wanted to know about furthering your education.
Not outside. You can't further your education, but not outside of. You will have to go outside of the institution to do so. The highest education that the institution offers, the GED.
Okay.
After that, your education is in your hands now. For me, I took my stimulus check and invested in my education. They afforded a stimulus check a couple years ago.
Right.
stimulus and invested in my education.
And how did
So
you do that?
outside of that, I don't even think I'd have been able to attend neither one of my college courses.
Oh, okay.
So
you use your stimulus check to oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If it was one thing that I would change, it would to make the situation better. It would be afford us more work. It would be afford us more work or opportunity, to do things. And it's not necessarily work. It's just we don't have groups. We don't have classes individuals can earn or show that they are trying.
Right.
You do a handbook in itself. That's cool. But you wanna be able to practically, if you're really doing it for the right reasons, you wanna be able to see if these things really work. You wanna be able to see in real life situations. If I come out myself and if I get mad because the brother that's next to me saying something that I don't like, I'm not able to hear him out and then not allow my anger to trigger what I usually do. You want to be able to really see if these things work for you. And we are not afforded that, with the limited time we get out to come outside of ourselves.
Mm. What would you do?
I would change the food. I would change the food here. I would also change the food.
I mean, it's so many. I know the list is long of the things that you would probably and others in there as well would want to do away with and make it, more humane than inhumane in there.
Right.
And it's unsettling. It really is. Going to prison is the punishment, not to be punished in prison. If you understand what I mean. Is my husband on the bed? Yeah.
No. Yeah.
What would you change?
What would I change about being here?
I mean, the things in prison, Mr. Williams was just speaking about the hour that you guys just get out to shower and to eat. And I know it's a bunch of things that need changing. And I was just asking him one thing and he spoke on his one thing. And I was just asking you, what one thing would you change in there to make it a little better?
I would change the mentality of the people that govern us. A lot of them are ignorant and they live in ignorance. So therefore they bring their ignorance to work and that's how they treat us, ignorantly.
Okay. Okay. That's a lot. And that's unfortunate.
But it's cool. It's cool. Hey, bro. Hey, Drop. Listen, we're gonna go back to, where we first started off with your interview at, right? I say, since you received your life sentence, right? What was the hardest part of it that you had to accept?
The hardest part that I had to accept. The hardest part I had to accept was being separated from my family. I mean, seeing the tears come out. Seeing the tears come out, my mother's face. Also having to accept that I'm really incarcerated, for a murder that I did not commit.
Right.
And I had to accept that, and that's a whole. When I lay down at night, it still eats at me to this day. To this day, it still having to accept that I'm really being, portrayed as a murderer. And I know I didn't kill this man. Yeah. In the same way, I want to let this be known too. I also have to accept the fact that I know he didn't deserve to die as well. I know that man didn't deserve to die, nor should his family have to see. So there's a lot of things that I wrestle with. There's a lot of things, and that's why I'm so adamant on, like I was telling your wife, the youth, showing them how a split second, or hanging with individuals that do not have your best, they can't think for themselves, and allowing them to guide or lead you. They say the blind follow blind, you both gonna fall in the ditch. And it's just, these are the things that right now that I'm, still wrestling with to this day. Being separated from my family, behind murder I did not commit. So that the individual did not deserve to die, and that his family have to grieve from being separated from him himself. So these things that I sit around.
Drop.
Yes, sir.
I say, so with that being said, what is your understanding of freedom now? Or how has your understanding of freedom changed?
My understanding of freedom is, at first I used to think freedom is just about, not being confined to a cell, or not being confined behind a wall or behind bars. My concept of freedom now is just, right now I'm striving for a full and complete freedom. That's mentally, from being confined to the self-imposed limitations and the limitations that ever put on me, from being confined emotionally, thinking that because I'm a man that I don't have emotions that I have to express. Being confined, of course, physically, I want to be from behind the walls. Spiritually, being confined, being released from ignorance or superstition. So I'm chasing a full and complete freedom. I'm chasing financial independence, being free financially, even though I'm behind the wall. My goal for freedom now is a full and complete freedom. I recognize the freedom first starts in your mind. And then it branches off in all other phases or areas of your life. When I first came in, I didn't think like that.
Yeah, I get it. I really understand. Hey, look, so tell the people, right? Tell them, express to them how you maintain mentally, emotionally, and spiritually while facing such a long and uncertain road. And I say long and uncertain because, on the outside, a lot of them don't understand the process that we got to go through dealing with the legal formalities of things. You feel me? They don't know or understand the ups and downs of it, the acceptance of appeals or the denials. So being that these are parts and aspects of it that we have to endure without them, so to speak. Although they're there, they're not there. You understand? So when you have to encounter these aspects of it, express to the people how you do it, so that anybody else that has to deal with it be able to deal with it in a more effective fashion.
Okay. First and foremost, that's a good question. That's a good question. And first, primarily, it's the law. It's prayer. It's being able to talk to Allah and and to be able to know that if I do this right on my end, no matter what the judge may say, what the man next to me may say, I've never cursed him, nor have I ever seen myself dying in prison. I always looked at this as training ground, a school ground, a chance to perfect myself. And, coming in, I come in and I was 17. You was one of the first person I met. And I use individuals like you as motivation to be able to see you still fighting for freedom 30 years in. I think about to see you still getting other people home, still having a will to fight. These things that I said or not, motivate me to keep my fire lit. It's all about finding your purpose. That's what it's all about. Painting your own picture. Now, not allowing another person's perspective or another person's reality to be yours if that's not what you want.
Mm.
That's what it is for me.
Hey, I say if people could understand one thing about individuals serving life sentences, right? What misconception would you want to correct?
Just because you got life with that make you something crazy. Everybody with life means, man, you know, dying, you know, he ain't never coming home.
Hmm.
And for me, that was just like a big, I mean, for me, when I hear that, I hear defeat. You know, I hear surrender. I hear, you know, everything that I want that is not conducive to the fight. And also, I would like to change just because you got life, that don't mean guilty of what you charged with.
Right.
You know, man, we know multiple people that, you know, these things, you could be charged for a conspiracy to get a life bit. You don't even know what the hell happened. You go around the corner and shit the man hands while he came around the corner. Not knowing what he did.
Hello. Mr. Williams. Are you there?
Absolutely.
I think a little bad connection.
To the question that Brother Thornton had with regards to, dealing with our society. And the biggest thing right now that people need to have deal with them is patience.
The connection is bad, guys.
Hey.
Hello? Sorry, you guys. We have a little connection. I can't hear.
I'm having some difficulties.
Give us a second, guys. We're just trying to fix it. Can you guys hear me? I'm assuming the guests can. I just want to thank everyone for coming on. I want to thank you guys for sharing your story. I want to thank you for listening to us. Ayana, Mr. Curtis, Brother Abu, Jamal. Thank you guys. Miss Donna, thank you for coming on. Troy, Miss Asia. Thank you guys so much. Can you hear me? Can I hear you guys? I think they're still working on it. I think Brother Troy asked another question. I think he did say he got his GED in there, and he's at WCI. We're still waiting. Okay, thank you, Mr. Richard Thornton. So I guess I can talk to you guys for a little bit. I am Davida. I'm Yaya's wife. So as you all know, this is Fighting for Freedom. And I'm hoping that they come back. I'm hoping they come back and can give their little salutations. But Yaya wanted to do this Fighting for Freedom years ago, and we didn't know how to do it. And with everything on my plate, I couldn't do a podcast on my own. I'm like, babe, that's a lot. So I reached out to my friend who already had a podcast, and I pitched this idea to her. And I, told her what he wanted to do. I'm like, how can we make this happen? And we planned this for months, and until we were able to bring it, to the table. And our first show, I think, was great. Our first show was better than I thought. So I'm new to this. We do this once a month, and outside of everything else I do, but we pull it off. You hear, Ja? Hello.
I checked it.
Oh, okay, I can hear you a little bit. So every third Sunday, we're going to bring you guys a new guest. Like I said, if you want to come on the show, shoot us an email. If it's something you want to do yourself, you think you have enough content to do your own show, reach out to DaBoXX Radio and send her an email and make it happen. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and this is definitely something I wouldn't have been able to do myself. Hey, Ja. Ja is our fabulous producer. He's here with us
I'm just trying to get
every show.
hello. Can you hear me?
So please forgive us. Please excuse us, because this isn't easy at all. So I just want to thank you guys again. Darrell Jenkins, thank you for coming on. Mama Avery, thank you. Asia, Troy, Mr. Curtis, thank you guys for coming on. Miss Donna again. She was on our show. She was our last guest. We had a good time. Thank you so much. You got a lot of support on here, Troy. I was gonna say Troy. I'm sorry, Mr. Jerome. You got a lot of support on here. So again, we're here every third Sunday. Like I said, we come on at 7. So if you guys can like, share, and subscribe to DaBoXX Radio so that we can get this thing moving and put some wheels on it. We want to reach out and be able to get to more people. We want to be able to bring more people on the show. We want to be able to get in homes and not necessarily be a household name, but we want to get in those homes and maybe change some people's perspective. Like my husband said, with lifers and people in prison, period. Some people you talk to and you conversate with, they think that this is the worst thing possible, not knowing one bad decision that you didn't even think was a bad decision could land you in a place where it's so hard to get out of. People are so judgmental about people who are in prison. And like Brother Jerome said, he's in there, he didn't even kill the person, guilty by association. And believe it or not, it's some people in there who had absolutely nothing to do with the crime whatsoever. And just because they were born black, they are in there and they done nothing other than that. And they are in there serving time for crimes that they didn't commit, So I try to tell the brothers, it's a lot of people out here fighting for them. It's a lot of people out here who's going to the legislative sessions, which I've been and I will continue to go. And we fighting for them, and we trying to open up doors that some people say are shut for life. You there, Ja? Despite these technical difficulties, I think we had a really good show. We had a really good show. Hopefully they'll be able to. Huh? Say it again.
Can you hear y'all?
It just sounds like you're underwater a little bit.
Can you get now?
Troy writes, your interview fits life. You started off nervous, then made it your own. It's not how you started, but how you finished. Proud of you fight. I'm going to tell you what. Well, thank you, Troy. Right. You definitely how you finish. It's not how you start. A fight worth fighting. Yes, it is, Mr. Richard Norton. It is. Hands up to Miss Asia. I think I'm saying it right, Asia. Thank you guys for joining us. I think you're his mom. Thank you for coming on. If you want to come on the show, Miss Asia, send us an email. We'll bring you on. We can chit chat, or anyone. If you want to come on the show, we can chit chat. Can you hear me, Ja? No, y'all sound like a walkie-talkie going in and out. It might be the weather. I'm not sure where you are, Ja, but here it's snowing where I am. So yes, Miss Asia, we will definitely have another person on. We try to mix it up, have someone who is inside and then maybe someone on the outside. But we're lining up a few different interviews. I'm trying to get a few delegates on, a couple of senators. I've sent out some emails. So hopefully, fighting for freedom will get a little bigger and we can definitely fight and change some laws and get these guys, these men and women, back on the streets. And that's someone I haven't had a female inmate. right now we haven't reached out to too many other institutions because we want to be able to make sure that someone is able to assist them in getting on. So it's a process. It's a process. Thank you, Mr. Curtis. Appreciate it. We doing our best over here. It's not easy at all getting this little thing together for this 1 hour. But yeah, the show is almost over. It's over at 8. We got like 4 minutes. Usually my husband drop a line and thank you guys for coming on, and he does so much better than I do for sure. His salutation is real deep. Mine isn't. I wanted to give Mr. Williams an opportunity to shout out some people in the drop a jewel. I'm not sure if they'll have it fixed before the show cuts off, but again, I will thank you guys for coming on. I want to thank you for spending your evening with us. There you go. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay.
Say it again. We still having some issues.
Are you coming back on? We can just go on explain back on the part 2 or so.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, we got you. I mean, that'd be the only thing about trying to do it this way. You know what I mean? There's so many moving parts
I
to
can
it to
hear
try to
you.
get it done.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. You hear me?
Maybe you can't hear me. Hello? Hmm.
All right. Hey, Ray, go ahead and just wrap it up. We just gonna part 2 it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Brother, have
Well, I think they can hear you. Do you want to close it out?
Well, hey, forgive everybody. Thank everybody first and foremost for coming in and listening. We was having a little technical difficulties, and inshallah, we're going to bring the brother back on so that he can give his proper interview. You know what I mean? That way he get a chance to address and bring to light some things out there that he didn't get a chance to bring to light. So with that being said, I'm gonna close out for now. And again, I thank y'all, man. So as we close out tonight's episode, I want to leave y'all with this. A sentence does not define the full measure of a human being. Tonight, you heard briefly from someone who has spent 17 years behind the walls, yet continues to grow and fight for meaning and dignity and purpose. You know, until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, stay informed, and keep fighting for freedom.
Thank you guys. Until next time.